And now, Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by
Do I have to hit something over there to get it going?
In Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, TripleEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilAndPropane.com. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to the campus of Clymer Central School, where the CSP Wolfpack play host to the Pine Valley Panthers today in a league matchup. CSP coming off a impressive win on Saturday against Maple Grove, and we're going to have first pitch here of the game, and Gabe Roth is getting the start for CSP. I'm Kyle Hinsdale. I'm joined today by Pat Catanese, and should be a good game today, Pat.
Should be. Yes, I think that Pine Valley, I don't know what their record is, but I think they've won some games, and you know, we can't take anybody for granted after that Brockton game. So we just got to get after it and play baseball.
That's right. That's right. So first batter of the game, and Gabe is up early. No balls and 2 strikes, and the batter stays alive with a foul tip. We unfortunately do not have the Pine Valley roster.
I tell you, this is number 15, left-hander.
And there's another foul ball back behind the plate, so remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Traditional CSP lineup today with Gabe on the mound. You've got Grant Lictus behind the plate, Bryce Hinsdale at first, Trent Burchanowski at second, Austin White at short, and Tate Catanese at third base. And there's a ball, first ball thrown to number 15 for Pine Valley. And just to finish that off, Dylan Michael in left, Blake Kopta in center, and Caden Beckrink in right field. And there's a ball high, so 2 balls and 2 strikes to the first batter of the game.
I hope Gabe finds his stride real quick today so we can get through this. You know, nice day though.
It is.
Sun shining.
There's strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. So 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout here for Gabe Roth, and that's going to bring number 2. I think nope, I'm sorry. I don't know what the number is. Looks like maybe number 1 to the plate. And there's first pitch strike. It looks like number 2. This will be a lot easier once we get a roster, right, Pat?
Yes, number 2 it is.
What are you just putting? Player number 1 in your book?
What number was he? 15. So I'll put that in the book so I know when I get the names I can match them up.
I think this is number 2. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the second batter of the game. And there's a high fastball inside, so 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pine Valley's a noisy group, aren't they?
They are.
Keep chattering over there.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, Pat, a lot of activity here today. The food truck is open and doing business, and looks like there's a track meet of some sort going on.
Yeah, and there's something going on over here at this little softball field, too.
Oh, And there's a ground ball down the first base line. Bryce Hinsdale picks it up and steps on first. So easy out number 2 for the Wolfpack, and that's going to bring the number 3 hitter, number 32, to the plate.
Number 12. Gabe with the first pitch here. Strike 2. Is it 12, Kyle?
32.
32. Okay, 32.
You better put that in your book.
I'll do that right now.
We're working on our administrative assistants working on getting a lineup card. So that ball is in the dirt. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Gabe. As I mentioned earlier, CSP coming off an impressive win on Saturday against Maple Grove in Bemis Point. Looking to build off of that. And that ball is low and outside for ball 2. I thought CSP played well Saturday, Pat.
Absolutely, absolutely. They did I don't think they had an error in the game. I was thinking about that afterwards.
Really nice pitching performance by Tate Catanese. And there's a foul ball, so.
Kyle, good news. We have a lineup sheet.
All right, well, that's positive. Now we know who some of these guys are.
This is Jaden Miller that's batting, number 32.
And we even have first names.
Yep.
So here's Jaden Miller, the number 3 hitter. He's got a 2 balls and 2 strike count. And there's a swing and a miss. It's in the dirt, so Grant's going to throw it down to first, and that's going to be out number 3. So CSP goes 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the first with no score. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. And CSP is going to get their first look at number 5 today, Darwin Westland, who's going to get the start for the Pine Valley Panthers. And
left-hander, so we haven't seen a left-hander in a while.
We have not seen a left-hander in a while, so.
And against us, that's good to have a left-hander on the mound with the lefties that we have.
Yep. With a minimum of 4 lefties in CSP's lineup, and the first 2 traditional. Going to be Austin White with Bryce Hinsdale on deck, Gabe Roth in the 3-hole to start off. looking to get Austin on base here in the first, and there's a ball high to start. 1 ball, no strikes.
I know I've said this before, but we need Austin to break out of his slump he's in. Seems to be in a little bit of a slump.
Yeah, I would agree. He hasn't hit the ball probably as hard as he would like. Where he has performed well, Pat, is defensively.
Oh,
I thought
absolutely.
he's really manned the shortstop
very
well. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Austin White, first batter for the Wolfpack. Good crowd here today. Still late arriving crowd.
Amazing how the sun brings people out, doesn't it?
That's right.
Still a little windy here, though.
A little windy, and it's actually a little bit chillier than I was expecting it to be. But 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a leadoff walk for Austin White. So the Wolfpack get their first base runner of the game, and that's going to bring number 2, Bryce Hinsdale, to the plate.
Okay, I think I'd be aggressive right off the start and see what the catcher's got.
Yeah.
So let's find out the pitcher's move, and then let's go with the catcher and see what he's got.
Now a little bit trickier here, Pat, with a lefty.
Yep, they usually have a better move.
Got to watch that front foot. And there's a pitch way outside. Good stop by the catcher to corral that.
Yeah, he gave his body up for that one. He really did.
So that kept Austin at first base. So 1 ball, no strikes to Bryce. There's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. At least he's swinging at the first strike, Pat. Although I'm not sure that was a strike, but at least he's up there being aggressive.
He liked the looks of it for some reason.
Yeah, there's strike number 2 on the outside part of the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with Austin White at first with a leadoff walk. So Bryce needs to make contact here. At the very least, try to advance the runner. And there's a ball low and outside for ball 2. CSP looking to get ahead early here.
Austin's got a pretty good lead.
There's the ball outside. So Westland goes full count on Hinsdale, and it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Moreno wants to steal Austin here. I would suspect he would not, but. And there's a ground ball back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Bryce Hinsdale, and Austin stops at second. So good piece of hitting there by Bryce right back up the middle. And that's going to get the first 2 batters of the inning on base for the Wolfpack, first and second. And big Gabe Roth comes to the plate for CSP.
Well, they got shortstop and second baseman over there watching Austin. Hit ball here in the shortstop, and it's going to go right through.
Yeah, either side. And there's a ball high, so first pitch ball to Gabe Roth, your starting pitcher today for the Wolfpack. Had a clean 1-2-3 top half of the first. There's a swing and a miss, foul tip by Gabe. Good swing by Gabe, just missed that one. We're not scheduled to get any rain, are we, Pat?
I don't believe so. I think we got a good week ahead of us.
A little overcast. I think the whole week,
yeah,
from what I saw, was going to be nice.
There might be a slight chance tomorrow, but.
And there's a well-hit ball to left field, and that is trailing foul. Just foul.
Oh, and for your listeners out there, we misinformed you last week about our schedule.
Yeah, we were all over the place.
Yeah, our schedule is now today against Pine Valley, Wednesday at Panama versus Catanese Valley
at 5 o'clock.
Yep, and then we're at Westfield on Thursday and at Chautauqua Lake on Saturday for a 2 p.m. start.
Yep.
Is that correct,
We
Kyle?
thought that was originally 11, but it's now there's a high fastball.
And we thought Catanese was originally tomorrow.
Yep. So we
sorry, folks.
This schedule is about as fluid as schedules come. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and there Gabe fights that one off for foul, so it remains 2-2. Busy week this week for the Wolfpack, so if you could try to get a relatively easy win tonight, if that's possible, that would be beneficial. There's a high fastball, swing and a miss. So Gabe goes down swinging for out number 1 of the first inning here, and that's going to bring Trent Burchanowski to the plate, who had a massive game on Saturday. I think he went 3 for 3 or 3 for 4 with a double, and really
hit the ball
started
hard.
to hit the ball really hard. We're a better team when Trent is hitting well, so he bats in that cleanup spot.
There must be something about this kid's high fastball, because Bryce went after it and Gabe went after it. It must have looked like a meatball or something, because those two don't usually go after those high fastballs.
And there they go. So everybody's running, and Austin's going to slide into third, safe. Bryce is going to stand up at second. So both CSP base runners got good jumps there and were able to get stolen bases. So now we've got 2 ducks on the pond here for Trent Burchanowski with a 1 ball and 1 strike count.
Nobody holding Bryce on, so Single's going to score him easily.
And that was a ball high, so 2 balls and 1 strike.
Somebody has the right idea, Kyle, sitting out there on the hill in center field.
You know, Pat, I did see that. Unfortunately, due to our camera angle, the viewers on Facebook Live will not be able to see it. But we're dead center. There's a little bit of a – there's a good pitch, strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trent. There's a hill on the other side of the fence, and someone has taken up residency with a nice lounge chair and watching the game from dead center.
You can watch the track meet and the baseball game.
Yeah. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Westland, after allowing the first 2 hitters for the Wolfpack to reach base, he has struck out the last 2. And that's going to bring Tate Catanese, the winning pitcher from Saturday, to the plate. See if he can do some damage with his bat. And he's up there swinging at the first pitch, and that is fouled back. So Tate down early, no balls and 1 strike. Much needed strikeouts there, Pat, by the Pine Valley pitcher.
Yeah, and it's 2 guys you don't usually see strike out.
There's a high fastball. Tate watching that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Field looks like it's in great shape today, Kyle.
Yep. And there's a foul tip, so counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Panama sophomore. This would be a minor victory for Pine Valley to get out of this inning, Pat, with no runs.
Yeah, the first 2 guys were on base, and now they're still on second and third. It'd be really nice to get them in. That's high
fastball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That evens the count. Again, CSP with runners at second and third. Hinsdale at second, White at third. See if Tate can drive them in. Yeah, there's that high fastball.
He thought about it also.
He thought about it, but he laid off of it, and that's going to make it a full count. Wind's picking up, and our papers are flying around a little bit. Here's the payoff pitch.
In the dirt.
That ball is in the dirt and gets away, and Austin's going to come across and score. So on the ball 4 pass ball, CSP is going to get one across to Austin White, and that's going to make it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. CSP now with runners at first and third as Bryce was able to advance one base. And I would imagine Tate at first base here is going to be stealing on this first pitch, and that's going to bring big number 15, Grant Lictus, to the plate for the Wolfpack. That's a balk, I believe.
Yep.
Sure enough. And that's going to advance each runner. So Tate's going to, nice job by Tate to get in the middle and confuse the pitcher. And Tate's going to advance to second, and that's going to send Bryce across the plate after a balk called on Westland.
Yeah, he drew his eyesight right over to him and made him make a decision, and he had already set himself to throw.
And Westland simply did not, his move there has to be a step back.
Yes.
And rather than a step back, he
stayed right on the rubber.
Stayed right on the rubber to move around, and that's not going to work. So Pine Valley coach getting a little bit of a training lesson here. Pine Valley enters the game 4-6 overall, 2-5 in league.
Okay, all right.
So a couple, 4 wins under their belt. So here's Grant Lictus now with just one base runner for the Wolfpack, Tate Catanese at second base. 2-0 CSP here in the bottom of the first. And that ball's in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, George Kruska, today. And there's that high fastball. It's too high that Grant laid off, so 2 balls and no strikes.
If you watch carefully from home, you'll see that it looks like Pine Valley's got a shift on here almost. That's shortstop is playing right behind second base. I mean, he's there for the throw, but he does not move after the pitch is thrown.
He doesn't move back.
No.
And there's strike number 1. You're absolutely right, Pat. He almost moves up and gets on second base.
Yeah. So if Grant is a little bit behind on one, he's going to drop it right over where he should be. And that should score Tate.
There's a ball outside, so 3 balls and 1 strike. And if you're Grant there, Pat, that that's a little bit unusual. But if you are able to catch it, if you are able to pick it up, and you're trying to tell yourself, let me just get the bat out there and try to keep my front shoulder in and drive this thing to left field. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So full count here to Grant Lictus. CSP leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and a runner on.
Yeah, he's standing right there on second.
And there's a pass ball for ball 4, and that's going to advance Tate from second to third. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, CSP's got a little action. And that's going to bring Blake Kopta to the plate.
Blake's been making good contact with the ball.
He has. Grant at first. Tate at third, and there goes Grant, and no throw. He actually throws it back to third, and nice job by Tate getting back to the bag.
Pants go back in the soak bin tonight.
Yep,
I see that.
Yep. One thing you do not see very often, Pat, is the catcher for Pine Valley's a left-hander as well. And very rarely do you see a left-handed catcher.
And that was a nice attempt there.
It was. He's got it.
Everybody's looking
arm
for him to throw it, not throw it at all or throw it short to second. And
yeah, I would say that just the observation there, we'll have to watch him in a warm-up, but that was a pretty good throw, I think. Had some heat on it. So that's ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Blake Kopta. CSP with 2 runners in scoring position with men on second, third.
Now the shortstop's back at the shortstop position. Not worrying about Grant because he can't really go anywhere.
And there's a pitch on the outside part called a ball. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Nice.
Drake DiDomenico for the Wolfpack on deck.
Ball 4.
And there's ball 4. So Pine Valley pitcher Westland has some difficulty here in the bottom of the first, where CSP leads 2-0, and now the bases are loaded for Panama senior Drake DiDomenico.
That's 3 walks in a row right there, Kyle. So.
And this first pitch to Drake is a ball high, so definite difficulty finding the strike zone, Pat.
Yeah, this is where the boys got to realize he's got to put one across before I do anything here. Let's make him throw a strike.
None of the CSP runners are being held on. There's a swing and a miss for Drake. So with 2 outs and nobody holding you on, CSP with big leads on the base pads, and they're running on contact. Oh, there's a pass ball. And
short fence.
Short fence, so no use risking that. So that ball was high and above the catcher. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1, and there's a strike on the inside part. So all even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wolfpack looking to add to their 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. That ball's in the dirt. Good stop by Krushka to keep Tate at third.
Tate's got to be patient over there because, like we said earlier, that backstop is short. So even if it does get by, he's got to make sure he can't find it or something like that.
Full count, 2 outs. Everybody's wheeling here.
There's
a nice hit by Drake DiDomenico to left field. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. And Drake's going to run to second as stand-up. So stand-up double for Drake DiDomenico that crossed 2 CSP base runners across home plate, and that's going to make it 4-0 Wolfpack. Nice job by Drake DiDomenico. Limited at bats this year, Pat, but good to see him come through.
Yeah, he hit that ball well. It was a shot.
And that's going to bring Caden Beckerink to the plate for the Wolfpack, still with runners at second and third. And Caden's got a head in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike for strike 1, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't usually condone waiting for that first strike, but the struggles he's been having getting the ball across, let him throw a first strike, then set yourself in.
Yep. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Caden liking that high fastball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter for the Wolfpack. Seeing if he can add to the Wolfpack lead. And there's a ground ball to the first. The first baseman grabs it, touches the plate, and that's out number 3. So CSP strands 2, but not until they get 4 across the plate and lead 4-0 after 1. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball, where the Wolfpack lead 4-0 over the Pine Valley Panthers after 1 inning here in Clymer. CSP in that top half of the first went 1-2-3, so we're going to see number 4 hitter for the Panthers, Kyle Chase. And Gabe Roth is going to get inning number 2 under his belt. And as Pat said, it's important to get Gabe in a groove early on, and if that happens, he's
tough to beat.
Tough to beat.
Absolutely.
And you give him a 4+0 lead or 4+ run lead, and makes it even more difficult. And he starts Chase with a ball high, so 1 ball and no strikes. Wolfpack playing at traditional depths across the board, and there's a foul ball off into the softball field.
Heads up, girls.
I understand, Pat, that the softball team, I was assuming, was playing over, they built a new softball field.
I believe that may be modified.
Well, so what I've come to find out is they're not using, there's a ground ball to third, and that's going to get by Tate, and so there's a base hit to lead off the inning for Kyle Chase. And so that's the first base runner of the game for the Panthers, and that's going to bring number 3 Craig Howard to the plate, playing center field today. But anyways, what I was saying is that they built over beyond the track. They built the softball field over there, and I guess they can't use it because the he might have gotten him. Nope.
It's a good throw.
Awfully close. Yep. Good tag. Good throw. Good tag. But they've not been able to use it because I guess the dugouts are not in compliance or something.
Oh.
So
that's a shame because that's a beautiful field.
Yeah. You could have 6 days of rain, and within an hour, that field over there is going to be just fine. There's a strike for Gabe, so
that brings back memories, Kyle. Little League, it used to be pouring rain, call you. Yeah, we can play on it. Well, okay.
It's all gravel ground over there. There's a ball in the dirt.
Good scoop
stop
by Grant.
Yep,
Great
good stop by Grant. That keeps the Pine Valley base runner at first base. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Craig Howard. Kyle Chase for Pine Valley with a leadoff single. There again, ball's in the dirt. And Grant makes another good stop. He looks, Grant looks calm back there today, Pat.
Absolutely. He's made some great stops already.
Two balls and 1 strike to the number 5 hitter. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It'd be nice to turn a double play here, Kyle. That would help things out. Oh.
There's another ball in the dirt. Good stop. So 3 good stops at this at bat with balls in the dirt by Grant Lictus, keeping the base runner at first. And that's going to bring a full count to the Pine Valley hitter. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's a ground ball to second, and Trent's unable to play it, and that's going to be an infield single. Not completely sure why Bryce didn't go after that, but probably should have been the first baseman's ball. That was a long ways for Trent to move. But either way, that's 2 hits now, 2 straight hits in this inning for the Panthers, and they have runners at first and second with no outs. And their number 6 hitter, Darwin Westland, the starting pitcher today. And there's a ball outside. Stopped by Grant again, so 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike. Pitch in for a strike. 1-1. Didn't that look like a long ways for Trent to come over?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I was thinking about that just now, that Bryce should have, if nothing else, backhanded it and then made the out.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Pine Valley starting pitcher.
But we can say that now, standing here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We weren't very far from it.
No.
Ball outside, so Gabe gets to 2-2 here. Again, runners at first and second with no outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. And there's a ground ball to second. You might have your double play, Pat. Here's 1 at 2, and there's an out at first.
Great play. Double play ball, perfect.
CSP turns the double play. And that's going to get 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd. It does advance the runner from 2nd to 3rd, so the Panthers have a runner in scoring position. Nice job by Trent Burchanowski and Austin White making that double play happen. There's a ball in the dirt. Man, that was a great, great stop by Grant Lictus behind the plate.
I think Tate and Grant should try that little move that they tried with Tate earlier.
See if they can gun him out at 3rd.
Let's see how far down he goes here. Coaches are telling him they want more out of him, but he's not very far right now.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to give Pine Valley credit here, Pat. They're putting bat on the ball.
Absolutely. They're making us field it, which is, in high school ball, that's what you want to do.
There's high fastball that Trent Ivet was unable to catch up to, so There's swing and a miss, strike 3. So
we got out of that one clean.
So CSP gives up 2 hits in the inning, and the Panthers strand 1 after the Wolfpack turn a double play. And after 1.5, CSP leads 4-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back, where CSP Wolfpack Baseball leads Pine Valley Panthers 4-0. And after batting through the lineup in the top half of the first, we're going to bring leadoff hitter Austin White to the plate here to start the second inning. Westland for Pine Valley gets the second inning, and it's a ground ball to third, and that is a high throw, but the first baseman was able to reach up there and get it. He's a big kid at first base, and that's going to be out number 1 after a ground ball for Austin White. Boy, I thought that was going over his head.
Yeah, he's a big kid, though. He got up there and got it, then came down and made the tag on Austin because he knew he couldn't get to the bag, so that's a good play.
So that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. Bryce singled back in the first, and he takes a look at strike number 1. Had a single right back up the middle and scored. Here's the 0-1, and that's inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the Panama sophomore. And there's a ground ball to third. He's busy, and that's going to be an out. So ground ball, third base, throws to first for the out, and 2 up, 2 down for the Wolfpack here in the bottom of the second. Third baseman doing a nice job at that hot corner. Number 21, Kyle Chase. He's also the one that started, got the hit, first hit of the game for the Panthers. Gabe Roth steps to the plate for the Wolfpack, and he's going to pop it up, and that's going to
out of play. You're good.
Foul. Gabe struck out swinging back in the first, and now trails in the count, no balls and 1 strike.
They got the outfielders pretty deep for Gabe.
Yeah, they do. Here's the 0-1. That ball's low for 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. CSP first 2 batters ground out to third.
2 left-handers grounded out to third.
Yeah, right. And there's a pop-up to left field. That is, I think that's going to be trouble, Pat. Nope.
Made a good
left
play on
fielder
it.
comes in. That wind held it up. And CSP goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. We'll come back after these messages for the third inning, where CSP will have a 4-0 lead.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Kyle, I believe they're at 8-9, starting at 8-9.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by my partner Pat Catanese today for a in-division game. CSP leading 4-0 after 2, and we are going to see batters 8, 9, and 1 for the Pine Valley Panthers. And it's going to bring Terrence White to the plate, playing right field today for Pine Valley. Gabe Roth, today's starter for the Wolfpack, is getting inning number 3. Looks to make it as efficient as he can make it. And as we mentioned earlier, a nice track meet going on. So you see some runners in the background.
Looks like we got a Little League practice going on next to us now.
Yeah. All kinds of activity. And there's a ball inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike.
Food truck looks like it's doing a good business over there. That's good.
Yeah. And there's strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. So Gabe up early, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 8 hitter, Terrence White for Pine Valley. The ball's in the dirt. Grant's going to feel that one. That one.
He may need a minute.
Got his right hand. It's about the only thing that's gotten by Grant today. It's been fantastic behind the plate.
Doing a great job back there. Great job.
Two balls and 2 strikes to the number 8 hitter. There's the 2-2. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 batter here in the top of the third and 1 strikeout for Gabe Roth. And that's going to bring number 23, John Sheldon, to the plate. John, the DH today for the Panthers.
Yep.
Batting the number 9 hole. And there's a ball on the outside part of the plate. So 1 ball and no strikes.
You only see that in Clymer, Kyle. A guy walking his heifers.
Yeah, Brian. Oh, there's a shot to left field, and that ball is going to drop, and Sheldon's going to be on his way to second, and Pine Valley number 9 hitter with a well-hit ball to left field, and that's going to be a stand-up double for John Sheldon out of the 9 slot, and that's going to bring the top of the order with George Kruska behind the plate today. Batting is the leadoff hitter for the Panthers. That was a well-hit ball, Pat.
Well-hit ball. Now we know why he's DHing.
And there Gabe was checking the second base runner, and neither Trent or Austin were there.
Well, with the left-hander up, I'm glad that Trent wasn't there.
There's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Yeah, we've talked about this before, Pat, and you've mentioned it. You'd rather have Austin cover this bag
absolutely
with a lefty up than Trent, and then vice versa. With a right-handed batter up, you'd rather have Trent cover it. That ball's in the dirt for ball 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike.
Because as many times as you try to throw a kid out at second, you really don't need your second baseman with a left-hander up to leave his position. Stay in his position and let them hit the ball to you.
1-1 count. And there's strike number 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gruska. And there's a high fastball that he couldn't catch up with, and that's strikeout number 2 of the inning for Gabe Roth. And that's going to bring number 2, Nick Seabolt, to the plate.
Hit the ball to first base last time, right down the line to Bryce.
And if you're Pine Valley, you'd hate to strand that runner. And there's a try to pick off at second base with no success.
Yeah, he doesn't really have that big of a lead.
Wasn't that big of a lead, no. And there's
strike
a check
2.
Check swing. I thought that was the first pitch to him, Pat.
You may be right.
I think his strike maybe wording might have sounded
like 2.
2.
That's why I said it. And
there's a ball inside. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Seabolt. Number 23, John Sheldon at second base after a stand-up double. 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Gabe Roth, looking to get out. And there's another check back and keeping the runner honest, but not sure it's really necessary. That concerned that ball eventually make its way to the center field.
And he's really not that far off.
No. There's the ball low, and there's a stolen base for Sheldon. You'd like the infield to yell that he was going, and didn't hear anything, Pat. So there's a ball in the dirt. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Seabolt. Jaden Miller on deck for the Panthers. There's a swing and a miss. So full count here.
Come right back with that pitch. Same pitch.
Yep.
Make him catch up to it like we talked before.
Yeah, because he's quite a ways behind it, Pat.
Yep.
And there's a fly ball to right field. Caden Beckrink is underneath it, and he uses 2 hands and squeezes it. So Pine Valley strands a stand-up double here in the top of the 3rd. CSP with 3 outs. That's going to make it 4-0 after 2.5. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where we've played 2.5 innings, and CSP leads the Pine Valley Panthers from South Dayton by a score of 4-0. Westland, starting pitcher for Pine Valley, is going to start the third here, and CSP is going to bring to the plate their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, which means leading off the inning is Trent Burchanowski.
Sure would love to get the leadoff batter on base. See if we can get some more going here.
And Trent struck out swinging back in the first inning after a very productive game over in Bemis on Saturday.
If I was an odds maker, I'd put odds that he's not going to do it again today. He's not going to strike out again.
And there's a check swing for a strike.
That's that high fastball again.
Yep, there's something about that thing is attractive to these hitters. And there's a foul ball out of play. That's going to bring the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Trent looking to make contact here. Yeah, there's a slow curveball, low and inside for ball 3. So full count to the leadoff hitter for the Wolfpack here in the bottom of the third.
Any way on would be nice here, Trent. There's a hit.
And there's a ground ball. It's going to make its way through the infield and get to the left fielder. So there's a leadoff single for Burchanowski, and that's going to bring number 14, Tate Catanese, to the plate. Tate with a walk, I believe, Pat.
Correct.
Back in the first inning.
Do you bunt here, Kyle?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think, not with a 4-0 lead, and Gabe pretty much in control, and maybe if we were a little bit down the lineup a little, but there's a ball 1. And you don't get the sense from Tate that he's bunting. Tate's been hitting the ball too good, I think, to take the bat out of his hand. Oh. Making sure Trent gets back to first. 1-0 count here to take Catanese. And there's another high fastball that's out of the zone. So Tate up early, 2 balls and no strikes. We had a brief interview during the break with the athletic director for Clymer, and he informed us that, and there goes Trent, and there's the throw down to second, and Trent's going to be in for a stolen base. So immediately puts a runner in scoring position for the Wolfpack.
2-1 on Tate, or just 2 balls? No, 2-1. There it is.
Yeah, I think it's 2-1. So to finish that story, Pat, the softball field that they've been building over beyond the track is dugouts are in compliance. They just need painted, and they're just waiting for the seed, the grass seed, to kind of take hold.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're good to go over there.
Should be taking hold after the water we had and some sun.
I would think.
Take hold soon.
I would think.
Trent's got a good lead at second.
3 balls and 1 strike, and there's his second walk of the day for Tate Catanese. So 2 plate appearances, 2 on-base appearances for Tate, and that's going to be now CSP with their first 2 batters of the inning on base. So runners at first and second, and that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate. And he was one of those 3, and there goes the runners. And Trent, I'm telling you, Pat, he was 3/4 of the way there before the pitcher even threw it.
Yeah, he knew he was going right then. So we got Tate at second.
So
and Trent
2 stolen bases,
now.
1 for Trent Burchanowski and 1 for Tate Catanese, and CSP now has runners at second and third with no outs. And there's ball number 2 to Grant.
And that shortstop is behind second again, Kyle, and he doesn't realize that Tate can go nowhere.
Yeah. Well, my guess, Pat, is that it is some degree of a shift.
Yeah, true. With a left-hander
with a
up.
lefty up.
Yeah.
So after walking Tate, Westland gets down early to Grant. 3 balls and no strikes.
Grant's taking this pitch no matter what, I would assume.
Yeah.
That's really high.
That's a high fastball that gets by the
ball 4, Grant.
And I think that's ball 4. Nope, we must have missed something along the way. Must be 3-1, Pat.
I don't remember seeing a strike in there, do you?
I don't. Unless it happened on the
steal?
Double steal.
Maybe.
And there's strike number 2. So full count on Grant Lictus with runners at second and third. Grant calls time. And at the very least, Pat, you want Grant to, if he makes contact, you'd like it to be to the right side of the field. That'll at least score 1.
Yep, bring it over here so that Trent can score and Tate can move up to third.
And
ball 4.
High and outside for ball 4. So 2 straight walks now for Westland, and that's going to load the bases here in the bottom of the third with no outs. And Blake Copta is going to come to the plate. I'd be curious, Pat, to see how long Pine Valley goes with Westland. This could turn into a relatively big inning for the Wolfpack.
There's no outs and bases loaded.
And there's a ball high, so Westland having difficulty finding the strike zone with 2 straight walks and an initial pitch ball to Copta. Pine Valley does have the infield in, trying to limit the damage. And there's a swing and a miss for Copta, so that's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike.
Infield in and outfield is very deep, so if he makes contact and he gets through, it may score Tate also from second.
Yep. Here's the 1-1. Yeah, that's just underneath the letters, in for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Westland pitching ahead here against Copta, which has not been something that he's been accustomed to.
Inside.
There's a pitch inside. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. CSP here in the bottom of the third with the bases loaded and no outs, looking to add to their 4-0 lead. There's swinging a foul tip, so Blake stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drake DiDomenico, who
hit a shot.
Hit a double.
Yeah.
2 RBI double back in the first inning, is on deck. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Yeah, I think that's infield fly.
Infield fly. Yes, infield fly.
You know,
it confused all the players, too, because the boys knew it was an infield fly, but he never called it.
Yep.
So they all just stood at their bags.
And now the Pine Valley coaches.
But it's immaterial. Even if they think Grant was out here, it doesn't mean anything because that's a dead ball right there.
Yeah. All right, so we've got 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded, and that's going to bring Drake DiDomenico up to the plate. He has a swing and a miss for strike 1. As we mentioned, Drake with a double back in the first to score 2. You know what really the umpires should have done there, Pat, as soon as that ball was in the air like that, they should have been yelling.
Correct, yes. They should have let everybody know.
Let everybody know versus.
The CSP runners knew. They didn't go anywhere.
Right.
You know, even when the ball was dropped, they all just stood there and looked at the kid. Because, they should have been letting them know immediately.
1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a well-hit ball, and that's going to get by the shortstop, and that's going to score 2. And Grant's on his way to third, and he's going to be safe. And Drake's going to move himself over to second. So Drake DiDomenico 2 for 2 today with 2 well-hit balls and 4 RBIs, as that single that he advanced to second is going to result in 2 RBIs, and that's going to make the score 6-0 Wolfpack.
Oh, shoot.
Nice job there by Drake, Pat.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball well.
He's got a nice, smooth, level swing. And he's had really good contact today. So that's going to bring.
And he ran the bases well. He watched where that ball went after it was thrown and got himself over to second.
That's going to bring Caden Beckering to the plate.
Who hit the ball well the first time up.
Wolfpack still with only 1 out here.
Infield's way up.
Yeah, they are way up. With runners at first and second. Or I'm sorry, second and third. And there's
big
a ball
curve.
Ball outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Caden Beckering, number 9 hitter for the Wolfpack. Nobody holding the runners on, so big leads.
Big, yeah.
And there's a high fastball that's out of the zone. So 3 balls and 1 strike, I think.
Board says 2 and 1.
Yeah.
But We've been wrong, they've been wrong, so let's find out.
There's a shot to left
That was
field that's
tag.
going to be trouble, and that's going to drop in. So that's Grant Lictus is going to score. And Caden Beckerink with a C&I single that gets a RBI across the plate, and that's going to make it 7-0 Wolfpack. Good defensive hitting there by Caden Beckerink, getting bad on the ball and putting it in a spot where nobody was at. Based on the placement of the ball, Drake DiDomenico had to stay at second, so first and second. And that's going to bring leadoff hitter Austin White to the plate with still only one out here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Drake was caught in a hard place over there. He didn't know if he wanted to go halfway or it was a tough call for him.
There's a swing and a miss for Austin for strike one. Or I'm sorry, strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's the ball high. There's that fastball that sails up in the zone.
That was teasing people earlier in the game.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Westland checks Drake at second.
There's
a
shot.
Well hit ball to right field, and that's going to get to the fence, and that's going to at least score one.
It may score Caden.
Austin's on his way to
Caden's
third.
going.
Caden's going to go home, so stand-up triple for Austin White. That's going to be 2 RBIs, and that's going to make the score 9-0 Wolfpack here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Nice piece of hitting by Austin White, down 0-2 in that count. And he got something that he liked to hit, and he drove that thing to right field.
Hit that ball very well.
He did. See if Bryce can repeat that. Lefty on lefty. Man, there's a foul.
Get out of play, please.
Foul ball over on the softball field.
Little leaguers over there catching it.
Yeah.
Cal, I don't know if Pine Valley's got anybody in the bullpen or if them kids are just.
Nah, they've been messing around over there
most
of the game, yeah. I initially thought that was some bullpen work, but they've been wrestling over there, doing all kinds of stuff. My wife's making fun of me because I said wrestling.
Wrestling.
1 ball. I don't think that was called a strike. At least I don't think.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yes, it was.
Okay. No balls and 2 strikes to Bryce. And there's a high and inside.
Chin music for Bryce.
Yep. Brushed him back a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out here in the bottom of the third. CSP with a Austin White at third. And there's a slow curve, and that's going to be and the third baseman didn't know where he wanted to go with that and hesitated and got no outs. So tried to get the guy at home, and he was way too late for that. And so Bryce is going to find himself at first base with an RBI.
I thought that kid was coming here for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even think there was any question. But he looked this way and then ended up going home. So 10-0 Wolfpack here in the bottom of the third with 1 out, and that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. And that ball is in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher there for ball 1.
Timeout by Pine Valley
and
here.
Pine Valley's coach wants to call timeout and talk this over. So Westland trying to get himself through this third inning. 6 runs across the plate here in the bottom of the third to make it 10-0. Wolfpack still with only 1 out in the inning. And that 1 out, Pat, feels like a long time ago.
Who was it? I don't even remember. I have to look in the book.
I think it might have been Blake.
For the
infield fly.
Yep, infield fly rule.
Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for today's Channel 98.9 broadcast. You listen to them between innings. Encourage you to support those that have supported the CSP Wolfpack. And if you're listening from far and wide today, we encourage you to let us know where you're listening or watching from. Last Saturday, we had some international viewers from Morocco and Barcelona, Spain. And I'm going to check Bryce back at first base. So 1 ball and no strikes to Gabe Roth. Love for Gabe to get off his little hitting schneid that he's on. And there's a
great scoop by the first baseman there.
Nice job by the first baseman to scoop that.
Thought that ball was coming over here to see us. Which would have been okay. It would have got Bryce a second.
Here's the 1-0, and that ball's in the dirt. Good job by the catcher, Kruska, to make that stop and keep Bryce at first.
2 balls, no strikes on Gabe.
And there's a well-hit ball to center field. Center fielder runs underneath it and makes the grab. So Bryce retreats back to first base. And so out number 2 of the inning. Good contact there by Gabe. Just hit it to where the Pine Valley player was at. And that's going to bring Trent Burchanowski to the plate. Did Trent start this inning, Pat?
He did.
Yeah,
so I just had to adjust the book here, make a new line for the 3rd inning. So let's hope we have to fill that part of it in.
And there's a first pitch strike to Trent. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Trent with a hard hit single back to start this inning. And there goes Bryce, and a little hit and run action going on, and that's going to be a foul ball way over to Doc Dunawalt's buildings. So Trent finds himself down early, no balls and 2 strikes. 10-0 Wolfpack. Bryce Hinsdale at first base. May have him going again, Pat.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep, there he goes.
There's a swing and a miss for strikeout.
That's
of Trent.
3 outs.
So the 2nd strikeout for Trent today. A little uncharacteristic, but that is, and that's going to mark out number 3 of the inning, but not until the Wolfpack put 6 across the board, and after 3, it's 10-0 CSP. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganiello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to the campus of Clymer Central School, where the CSP Wolfpack lead the visiting Pine Valley Panthers by a score of 10-0 after 3. So we enter the top half of the fourth. Gabe Roth, today's starting pitcher for the Wolfpack, is going to start the inning. He's been very efficient through the first 3, and there's the first pitch strike.
Be nice to see him pitch a clean inning here, Kyle.
Yep. Batting, facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters. This is Jaden Miller for the Panthers. Is that right, Pat?
Yep, Jaden struck out in the first inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a foul ball off the first base side.
No one's going to sneak down the path.
Yep.
Look at that, right between the houses.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a foul ball. So Miller stays alive after a ball off the end of the bat. A little bit of a breeze here, Pat, and the weather is, temperature has really dropped.
Yeah, so it was really nice when we got here. The sun was out and no breeze, but
sun went down and it's gotten a little chilly.
I noticed yesterday when I was showering that the back of my neck got a little sun in Bemis the other day.
Yeah, probably. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Gabe comes up firing, and he's going to get him at first. So 1 up, 1 down for Gabe Roth and the Wolfpack here in the 4th inning.
Kyle Chase is up now. He's the one that started that inning when they got some people on. He had that nice hit, that nice single.
So number 21, Kyle Chase, to Pat's point, up to bat. And there's strike number 1. Believe Chase hit one to left field, right, Pat?
Hit it past Tate, yep.
Well hit ball to left field.
Yep.
And there's strike 2. So Gabe up early here on the number 4 hitter for the Panthers. And 3 pitches and 3 strikes, and
that's efficient.
Gabe makes easy work of Kyle Chase, and that's out number 2 of the inning, and it's going to bring number 5 hitter Craig Howard, your center fielder today for the Panthers, to the plate.
He also had a single, Kyle, his first at bat.
Oh,
hit
and
by
Gabe
a pitch.
Just plunked him. So hit by a pitch. Gabe's usually good for 1 of those a game, and that's going to get Pine Valley their first base runner of the inning. And Darwin Westland, today's starting pitcher for the Panthers, now steps into the box. And he's up there swinging.
He hit it to Trent last time. He started the double play. Hit the ball to Trent and got the double play started for us.
So we only need 1 this time.
Yep.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No reason for Gabe to make any change here. I would just throw that heater again.
Yep, right at him.
Westland is way behind it. There's strike number 3. So two strikeouts in the inning for Gabe Roth, and we mentioned how efficient he was, and that was a very efficient top half of the 4th. So after 3.5, your CSP Wolfpack lead the Pine Valley Panthers by a score of 10-0. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where the CSP Wolfpack baseball team is going to see a new pitcher here as we enter the bottom half of the 4th. CSP with a 10-0 lead, and Darwin Westland, the starting pitcher for the Panthers, is going to be relieved by number 32, Jaden Miller.
I think he was the third baseman, Kyle.
That's correct.
Or was he the shortstop?
Shortstop, I think.
So the third baseman moved to short because they brought the center fielder into third base. Looks like we're going to have some pinch hitters this inning. It was supposed to be Tate, and now I think it's Colin Sturgis is going to bat.
Okay.
Or maybe Colin's going to go in and play third for Tate. I don't know.
So Coach Marino making sure everybody's got the lineup changes. CSP with the 10-run lead will enter the top half of the 5th, needing just 3 outs, Pat.
It'd be nice to get a few insurance runs right here, though.
I agree. And the Pine Valley coach is wanting a explanation on something from the home plate umpire. I don't know if they're still talking about that infield fly, Pat. There hasn't been anything that would require any sort of exclamation other than.
Yeah, I don't know.
Than that, but either way, 10-0 Wolfpack here, and we are going to see Jaden Miller for the first time, as well as seeing for the first time Colin Sturgis stepping to the plate for the Wolfpack, pinch hitting for Tate Catanese, and he looks at strike 1. There's a ball high and inside for ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to pinch hitting Colin Sturgis. CSP with a 10-0 lead. There's a swing and a miss on what appeared to be a
slow-moving curve.
Slow-moving curve,
yeah.
Is right. That kind of Colin got out in front of.
He saw that big old ball coming, and he wanted to hit it.
And evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. CSP with some action in their bullpen, Pat. There's another curveball that did not curve. So we may see a different pitcher as we enter the 5th inning. We'll see what Coach Marino has in mind. Here's full count, and
Collins stays
alive with the foul ball. Lots of action over there in Doc Dunawald's yard today.
Yeah.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 batter faced by Jaden Miller and 1 strikeout, and that's going to bring this is Andrew
Nelson. Okay.
Andrew Nelson's coming to the plate for the Wolfpack. I think seeing his 2nd at bat of the year, Pat. And he looks at ball 1, so 1 ball and no strikes.
Love to see him hit one.
There's a ball in the dirt. So 2 balls and no strikes.
He's so big he makes that bat look small.
I know.
He is a big boy. He is a big, strong kid. That right fielder saying, please don't hit the ball.
Here's the 2-0. And ball's in the dirt. So 3 balls and no strikes to the senior from Panama. And he's looking all the way. So there's strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Be nice to see Andrew either get a hit or get walked here, Pat. Get himself on base.
I'd love to see him hit it. Just hit the ball hard somewhere.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So he saw something he liked.
Yeah.
Just wasn't able to make contact.
Put a good swing on it too, Kyle.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 batters for Jaden Miller, 2 times going full count. And there's a ball in the dirt. And so Andrew's going to get on base.
Base on ball.
And that's going to bring number 11. I think this is Tanner Mahako.
Tanner, yeah.
Pinch hitting for Blake Kopta. And Tanner sees strike number 1. And that ball's in the dirt. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's ball high and out of the zone for ball 2. Tanner getting one of his few at-bats of the season as well.
He's ready to hit the ball. There's a
and
hit.
There's a ground ball to third. And there's going to be a force out at second. So Tanner makes contact. And that's going to be out number 2 of the inning. And that's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate. Tanner with plenty of speed at first base.
Got a good lead too, Kyle.
Yeah. And there's a ground ball. That's going to be stopped by the second baseman and throws it. He's going to bad throw to first. Really nice job by the second baseman to make that stop. And he tried to get to his knees and make a throw to first, and it was an errant throw. And that's going to allow Tanner Mahako to advance to third base. So an infield single for Dylan Michael. And CSP here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th is going to bring Caden Beckerink to the plate with at least 1 in scoring position. There's a foul tip. Strike 1 to Caden Beckerink. I would imagine Dylan's probably not running, Pat.
Yeah,
up
with
10-0.
10-0. You're probably right. Pass ball, he may go.
There's a high and outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the junior from Clymer. And there's a foul ball back to the softball field. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Wolfpack lead 10-0. See if Caden can find a hole out there, Pat.
I would love that. Get Tanner across the plate.
There's a ball high, so evens the count at 2.
I like to hear these boys in here letting some of these guys that don't get to hit much, cheering them on.
Yep.
It's a great thing.
There's a ball in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Kruska, keeping the runners at first and third.
Well, I would think Dylan's probably running now with 3 and 2 and 2 strikes, or 2 outs.
Here's the payoff pitch to Caden Beckerink, and there's a ground ball to second. And second baseman, he might have gotten it. Ooh. And that was awfully close, but he called him out. So CSP strands 2 here in the top of the 4th and lead it 10-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back, where CSP leads by a score of 10-0 as we enter the top half of the 5th inning. So CSP 3 outs away from making this a ball game, and we're going to have some defensive substitutions Colin Sturgis is going to come in and play third base for Tate Catanese, and Blake Kopta is going to move from center field and get his second outing of the year today. That's going to move Gabe Roth, today's starting pitcher, to center field.
Which I think is a good move. I think probably kept Gabe under a certain count of pitches so that he can, so it would be probably not Wednesday night because that's a 2-night rest, but maybe for Thursday.
Yep. So Blake saw some action, saw an inning over in Frewsburg, and he's going to get his second inning of the year here, facing number.
Let me see where they're at, Kyle.
There's a strike, so he's got 1 ball and 1 strike.
This should be Trent Yvette. Yeah. Number 8.
Playing left field for the Panthers today. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So Blake comes in and is throwing strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a curveball in the dirt, so evens the count at 2.
It looks like nothing bothers Blake, does it?
No, it does not. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 batter for Blake and 1 strikeout. And that's going to bring number 22, Terrence White, to the plate, playing right field today. Ball just in the inside part of the plate for ball 1. 10-0 Wolfpack here in the top of the 5th, so 2 outs away from putting 1 in the win column.
Little inside on both of those.
Yep.
Nice placement, though. I mean, it's in the strike zone. It's just outside.
2 balls and no strikes. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And if you had thoughts of coming down to get some food at the Clymer food truck, you planning to wait a while, there's quite the line over there,
good
Pat.
Crowd there.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the second batter of the inning for the Panthers. Ball just on the inside part of the plate.
He's throwing a nice ball there, too.
Yep.
It looks like a great ball.
So full count here to the batter. There's a swing and a miss and a squeeze, foul tip squeeze by Grant Lictus, and out number 2 of the inning. So the Panthers of Pine Valley are down to their last out, and they're going to bring the DH, John Sheldon,
hit the ball hard.
To the plate, who hit the ball real hard to left field.
Hit that double.
There's a ball outside to start this at bat.
The wind's really starting to pick up now, Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Getting chilly. Oop, that almost hit him in the foot, I think, Pat.
Yeah.
But either way, he got out of the way. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to today's DH. And that one did plunk him. So going to get down to first base. I think he's all right, Pat, but he's acting like he just got shot in the leg. So that's going to bring the top of the order to the plate for the Panthers. Number 15, George Kruska, today's starting catcher. And there's a ball low for ball one. Important for CSP to keep that runner at first from scoring.
That changes the whole dynamics of things, doesn't it?
Yep. And there's a ball high, so 2 balls and no strikes. So Blake, after being real efficient through 2 batters, now has a man on after a hit by pitch and 2 balls and no strikes to the current batter. And he steps off to check Sheldon at first. And now that's 3 balls to the leadoff hitter for the Panthers.
Yeah, we got to make sure they don't score this run, or we're going to have to bat in the bottom of the 5th.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that ball's high. So 4 pitches, 4 balls, and the Panthers have first and second here with no outs. And Coach Moreno is going to have a brief discussion with Blake, I would imagine. But that's going to bring the number 2 hitter, Nick Seabolt, to the plate.
He's made contact both times, Kelly. Hit it to first base and flew out to Caden Becker in right field.
That was a brief conversation from Coach Moreno. And there he finds a strike. So no balls and 1 strike to the batter. Panthers with runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, 10-0 Wolfpack. And Seabolt stays alive with a foul tip. So Blake, after 4 straight balls, finds the strike zone. And he's up 0-2 on the batter.
I wonder what Coach Moreno said to him.
I don't know.
Whatever it was, it worked.
Whatever it was, it worked is right. There's a pitch on the inside that gets away from Grant and gets to the backstop. So that's going to advance the runners. Now they've got second and third with 2 outs. Gets a little bit tighter now, Pat.
Yeah, it's very important to get this out here. Very important. Throw him a strike and let him hit it and see what happens.
Here's the 1-2. And that ball's high and inside for 2-2. And Seabolt stays alive. That foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. And that ball's in the dirt. Nice job by Grant to block that. That keeps the runner at third.
Okay, here.
And now we got full count on the batter. And ball 4 in the dirt. So the Panthers have bases loaded here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. And the number 3 hitter, Jaden Miller, comes to the plate. Miller came into in for relief back in the 4th inning. And there's strike number 1. So let's see if Blake can fight his way out of this, Pat.
Yeah, this would be really nice for him to finish it here because there's no room for him on the bags.
And there's a ground ball to second base, and Trent's going to come up throwing, and that's going to be out number 3 of the inning, and that will do it as CSP manages to get out of a little bit of a jam there, bases loaded jam in the top of the 5th. And as a result, CSP is going to notch one in the win column with a score of 10-0. So overall, I thought CSP got a nice pitching performance, Pat, from Gabe Roth today, and were able to get some bat on the ball and had a particularly big 1st inning and big 3rd inning.
Yes.
To kind of score their 10 runs.
Yeah, they did. I think everybody put a bat on the ball, except for there was a few guys that got walked a couple of times.
Yep.
That's kind of what hurt Pine Valley, was letting them have that free advance, you know. But the boys played well on the field. We didn't have any errors.
Yeah, no errors today, which is kind of the cornerstone. I remember last year, Brian and I, as we were broadcasting games, we would talk about how good defensively the Wolfpack were, and then it really wasn't until we got to the state semifinal where we kind of forgot how to play defense. But either way, this is a good start to a busy week. So just to recap, CSP plays now Wednesday night in Panama against Casadega Valley.
Correct.
We follow that up, and that's a 5 p.m. start. We follow that up with a trip to Westfield, where we play the Westfield Wolverines at 5 o'clock. And then we complete our week on Saturday with a 2 p.m. game at Chautauqua Lake.
Right.
So busy week for the Wolfpack this week. Weather looks to be
like we're going to be in good shape.
Reasonable shape based on the forecast I saw this morning.
And it was nice that we didn't have to use a lot of pitching tonight. So, now everybody's going to a couple of days rest, and we can reload and go over there.
Yeah, we got four innings out of Gabe tonight and an inning out of
Blake.
So that was good.
Got to be pretty strategic when you got a 4-game week. You have with your pitchers.
Yep, that's right. So so that'll conclude it here from Clymer, New York. I'm for Tate Catanese, or I've done that twice now. For Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. CSP Wolfpack get one in the win column and beat the visiting Pine Valley Panthers 10-0. Thank you for listening. We will see everybody on Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. Take care.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 989 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, TripleEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilandPropane.com. Tune in next time for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball.